Okay, in a perfect world, I want to assume that all of you know exactly why you are all here. You clicked on this video that says best settings for Handbrake, so me being your teacher, I just want to assume that you know what Handbrake is and what exactly why you'd want to use it. Unfortunately, these assumptions are the sort of luxury that I can't afford to make. And on my last tutorial for Handbrake, there were countless numbers of people that just apparently have no idea what the intended use for Handbrake is. So, okay, real quick, let's just clear this up because I am tired of individually answering everyone's exact same questions. You are only supposed to use Handbrake on videos with extremely high file sizes that seem disproportionate to the video length. In other words, you want to use it on real high bitrate videos or lossless RAW files. So here, hold on. Just let's take a look at all this shit. You see this video? It's only 2 minutes and 38 seconds long, yet it's 13 gigabytes large. And that's pretty unreasonable and just completely unfit for uploading to YouTube. Which is why you want to put it through Handbrake, to make it smaller. And if you want to edit your videos, just use the built-in rendering engine for your editing software. Look up the best rendering settings for whatever the hell you use. There is no need to use Handbrake. Basically, if your video is put through Handbrake and it ended up with even a bigger file size or just didn't really change very much, even after following this tutorial, you are a dumbass and you don't need Handbrake at all. Okay? Okay. Sorry about that. Now, let's move on to the actual tutorial, please. In the top left corner, click on Source and select the option that says File. Go ahead and look for your source file wherever it may be. Mine is on the desktop. And before we enter in our settings for this, we have to configure Handbrake correctly in the Options menu. So go to Tools, and then Options. Right when you open this menu up, you're going to be under the General section. So go all the way down to the bottom where it says Show Advanced Encoder Options tab. Make sure that is checked. Go to Output Files, and down where it says MP4 File Extension, make sure to select Always Use MP4. Hit Close at the bottom of that menu. Now, to actually enter in our settings, now go to the right of the window right here where it says Presets and hit the High Profile preset. Make sure it says MP4 under Container and make sure Web Optimize is checked. Let's go, we're already on the Picture tab pretty much. One thing that absolutely pisses me off about Handbrake is that it likes to automatically just crop your videos sometimes. Say if your video is just like really dark, Handbrake will think that it may have black bars and just automatically crop it. So under cropping, if any of these numbers right here say anything other than 0, then click on Custom and make sure they are all set to 0. If they are already set on 0, then you can just completely ignore the Picture tab, step. And, well, after you set them all to 0, then go over here to where it says Anamorphic. Set that from Loose to None. And that's pretty much all there is to it. Now let's head over to the Video tab. Under Video Codec, make sure it says H.264. Typically, you're going to want to keep the frame rate as same as source, unless you're going to downscale the frame rate to something. Say it was originally at 60, but you want to make it 30, you can do that. But never, ever make the frame rate higher than the original. The general rule is to keep it as the same as source if you just don't know. And on this thing here, constant frame rate is good if you record gameplay videos and sometimes have a little bit of, frame rate drops in your footage. Constant frame rate is just going to help smooth that out. Otherwise, just keep it at variable frame rate. That's perfectly acceptable, it's the general thingy. On the quality slider right here, to the left means worse quality and smaller file sizes, and to the right means higher quality with bigger file sizes. And 20 has been the sweet spot for me, at least, and, for most people for a while, which is why Handbrake sets it at 20 by default. Some people like to go up to 22 for slightly smaller file sizes, but I personally like 20, so I'll leave it there. You just kind of have to play around with it and see what you prefer. Over here it says Optimize Video. Check the Used Advanced tab instead. Now we're going to head over to the Advanced tab. All you're going to do here pretty much is just change reference frames from 3 to 4. And just a tip, if you have a crazy fast computer processor like I do, I have an i7-4790K, then you can afford to go ahead and set this to 6 and then the maximum B frames to 5. However, most people don't have super powerful enthusiast-grade hardware, so just, leave it at 4 and 3 in that case. Next, we're going to go to the audio tab. Most people on Handbrake tutorials will tell you to lower the bitrate. And no, that's just fucking retarded. Why would you ever do that? There is no point in it, since it doesn't lower the file size very much at all, and the quality just ends up sounding like cat piss. So go ahead and actually set the bitrate all the way up to 448. Doesn't hurt. You want nice, high quality audio, and cranking the bitrate doesn't do a whole lot to the file size, contrary to popular belief. So that's pretty much all we got to do with audio. Leave subtitles, chapters, and filters alone. There's nothing for us to use there. And, okay, we're pretty much done here, I think. And if you want, you can save all of these settings we just entered into a little preset, so you don't have to enter them in manually every time you use Handbrake. So just click on the Add button, name your preset something you can remember, and then change the max picture size to none. Hit Add, and there you go. You now have a preset that you can just go to every time and then apply all of these settings we just entered. I mean, nice and easy, real convenient. Go up to where it says destination and hit browse. Select where you want to save your new video. For me, I'm going to put it on the desktop. Name your video whatever the hell you want and hit save. Now we can start encoding it. Hit that giant play button right up here and just wait for it to finish encoding. It could take a very long time or take very little time depending on how powerful your computer is. So I'm just going to cut the video right here and I'll see you when it's done. Okay, the encode finish. Let's just take a look at our two files. The original, as I said, is, 13 gigabytes large, which is fucking enormous for 2.5 minutes. But if we look here, the new file is 126 megabytes. Damn, son. Okay, now let's just take a look at this video so we know that it is, in fact, of nice quality. Oh my god, just look at that shit. Oh, beautiful. Well, I hope everybody learned something of value today. Subscribe, leave a like, maybe comment if you did. And remember, don't let what other people think stop you from doing the things you love. Goodbye, everyone.